Yo, might check 1 2. Yeah, so this playoffs is crazy. I'm a fan. I remember when I used to play, I used to want to like really just like I was too aggressive, real talk. But now that I'm like not playing no more, I become more distant from being competitive because even when I was retiring, I'm still like, yo, I locked this, I let nigga up, you know what I mean? I'm still in that mode. It takes a while to get out that mode. And every year I'm removed from playing professional sports, I become more and more and more of a fan. And I don't know, man. It's just like, this guy is Stephen Curry, man. I don't know, man. What would I don't know what I would have done. I know I would have bit down, but when you going up against Curry, Clay, Draymond, really smart player, very similar to Ben Wallace in terms of smart. Now he can score way better than Ben Wallace, but Ben Wallace was a hell of a passer. When Ben Wallace had the ball in the post, you had to really watch out what's going on. You couldn't just fall asleep. He wasn't scoring, but he was making the correct pass. He was always doing the correct coverages on defense, and that's a problem. Our Indiana Pacers team, if I was stable mentally, I think we'd have been able to potentially beat the Warriors because we could all shoot. You had Steven Jackson on the wing, you had myself, you had a big guard, Anthony Davis. I think it would have been really good games, but let's compare that Detroit team that beat us. I think like that Detroit team would have been tough, but the Warriors, they put up such huge numbers. What our defense had been able to match their offense, and maybe, and we could score too. We had Jermaine O'Neal in the post. I mean, we had some really good players. But when I compare this team, I mean, this is a great team, and now they're going up against Kawhi Leonard. I really didn't see this coming. I knew Kawhi was great. Like I know he's an amazing player. I just felt like Giannis was going to get to the finals and run through it. Now it goes to show you, the moment that Giannis played well, everybody wants to say he's the best player. He's better than this guy, better than that guy. Like, give him some time. He's young. He still got a lot to learn. He still got moves that he got to improve on. He was clearly not able to create in the clutch when he really needed to, not because he's a bad player, because he's young. He was skinny when he came in. He worked on his bulk, and now he hit big shots, and he's going to get better, right? So just give him some time. I don't think he needs as much strength anymore. I think really he needs more skill. He needs to, be a little bit more smooth so he could create in the fourth quarter in the playoffs. He needed in and out, cross behind the back, no turnover, assists, all that stuff. And I think that'll make him a better player. But, I mean, when I think about when Kawhi hurt his ankle against the Warriors, when that foul should have been, like, they should have gave the San Antonio 20 points. Like, you can't just come up under somebody, hurt their ankle, they out the playoffs, they lose the finals. Like, that's wrong. I feel like Kawhi is the only player in the league that could be the best player on his team and beat the Warriors because he does everything so well, and he's tagging on screen and rolls. He's in correct shell position at all times. He's closing out. He's getting back in transition, tandem defense in transition. I mean, the guy does everything right. It's crazy. I love it because he's playing defense and offense. So I don't believe that the Warriors have a better player on their team than Kawhi. Now, that's not saying that they're not great, or that's not saying like Stephen Curry's not going to be top 10 player all time. I think he's much closer to being a top 10 player all time than Kawhi because what he does is unreal. I don't have to say it, you see it. With that being said, I just feel like, how do you stop Kawhi? Because you put Draymond Green on Kawhi Leonard, and that's a tough matchup for Draymond Green, right? So, but obviously, I'm not even gonna say but. Obviously, the Warriors are dynasty and above a dynasty. It's something that every it's something every player dream of. You know, when you coming out and you playing basketball and you trying to make it. I mean, you want legacy. You want to win more than Michael Jordan. I mean, and few people think it and attempt it, and fewer people actually do it. The Warriors are actually tapping on Michael Jordan's door, tapping on Phil Jackson's door, tapping on. They're not there yet. Not there yet. But there's only a few teams that was there. The Lakers and with Shaq and Kobe, that team. Then the Bulls, both eras of the Bulls. I don't even think the Spurs was on that level. Spurs was very consistent, but I don't think they was on that Bulls level. Three-peat. You know, the old Celtics, you know, and now the Warriors. I'm not going to say LeBron because, you know, I'm not going to put a single player in a conversation with the team. I'm just not. But, you know, the Warriors, this era, Lakers, you know, a decade ago era, the Bulls, a couple decades ago era, and the old Celtics. I mean, you have to give them another vocabulary word that's above a dynasty. The Warriors, I'm not going to say that they're better than the Celtics, all those Bulls, all those Lakers. The same way I don't want to give Giannis or like Kawhi, you know, the top 50 all-time greatest players just yet. But I will say this. The Warriors will be one of the greatest teams of all time. I'm talking about, I think, I'm talking about top two greatest teams of all time. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about top two greatest teams of all time. And I'll bet on it. I'll bet on it because what they've done so far in their career, they're in their primes. So let's talk about when they start to get out their primes a little bit. Let's say 32 years old. They just add another great player. Who wouldn't want to play with this unselfish team? They're gonna hand off the baton to another great player. It's not gonna be a fight. Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Stephen Curry, Steve Kerr, and all those other guys over there, the general managers, guys over there, they're going to hand off the baton, and they're going to get a player who is not going to be like, hey, this is my team. You guys are getting old. Get the hell out of here. You're not going to get a player like, you know, how Metta World Peace was when he was 23, right? They're going to pick the right player, and then it's going to be a great player, and then they're going to win again. I just don't see how they don't have – I just don't see how they don't get 7 rings. You know, and I'm a Laker guy because I had my best years was with the Lakers. Okay, my best years was with the Lakers in terms of being a stable player because it was tough for me. I ain't gonna lie. Indiana, I was at my best in Indiana, you know, but you know the Lakers, you know, I was my best also. Total player. So, but. I just don't know. These players, you get a player like Stephen Curry that come around once every eclipse, once every blue moon. Then you get a trio that comes around once, you know, every, you know, a billion stars. I'm talking about 3 players that play with each other, that was groomed, you know, with each other. You don't get this much. And I just don't know how you beat that. Now, with Kawhi Leonard, I can definitely see him winning this year. There's no question about it. Because he's such a dominant player. And we're forgetting who he has on his team. He has Marc Gasol. Like, come on, man. You got 3 amazing defenders on that team. I think their defenders are better than the Warriors' defenders. Even though the Warriors are great defenders, I mean, I think the Warriors are solid, you know, like shell defense and correct coverages. Now, I'm not going to say any one of them is locked down defenders, but in terms of everybody being on the same page, buying in, not making any mistakes, yeah, the Warriors are dope from what I hear. And then obviously from the numbers, and, you know, the Jay-Z said, I guess numbers don't lie. It's true. But when you talk about individual defense, everybody want to talk about Kawhi, but yeah, how are you forgetting Marc Gasol? He's not done yet. The guy was a defensive player of the year. Ibaka. So and they can both shoot. They can both guard, they can both shoot. Kyle Lowry, I played with Kyle in Houston. I remember he was a young player. I always knew he was good, man. I remember we lost against the Lakers, and I remember him being way more upset than I was. Kyle was, but he was young. He couldn't quite do what he can do now, but he was a hell of a player, I remember. So the team has what it takes, to win. It's going to be interesting. I definitely can't do like sports commentating because honestly, I don't like saying, this guy sucks or this team's hard. I can't do it. I just like to talk about sport. I love basketball. And, I see the best in everybody. And you know what? I just want everybody to have fun. I really enjoy the game. And I quite honestly, I played 18 years. The Brawl year, they try to take that year from me. But, man, come on. How many people you can say was averaging 25 the first 7 games of their career? First 7 games of a season was coming off All-Star week, All-Star year, Defensive Player of the Year. I have a year. 18 years in the league, all right? 4 years in, I was suspended. I was on my way out the league, 4 years in the league, made it 18 years. So, although my career was like kind of crazy, like I have a love for the game. Ain't no question about it. I still do. So when I see like the games, in my household, it's just me, my wife, my kids. I'm not on television, and I can't talk to them about this. Nobody to talk to about like how great these playoffs are. Besides my son, but my son, he's doing his own thing. He be out of here. My daughter loves basketball, but she has a baby. I'm a granddad. Ain't nobody to talk to about the game but the damn iPhone. Hopefully, all you guys can comment. Comment on my stuff so I can have some. This shit is amazing. Real talk. The playoffs, and I went off the limb and I said the playoffs this year is better than any other year I've seen. A couple years ago, the league had me ready to throw up. I could not watch. It was the most disgusting display of basketball I've ever seen. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I was just like, it was so annoying. Nobody was playing smart. The best players just wasn't the best yet, and the veterans are out. They kicking all the old guys out. Now, the last 3 years ago, I was like, wow, there's a shift. I've seen a shift coming, and these last 2 years, I've been very pleased. From just watching the game of basketball, I've been very pleased over the last 2 years. I felt like the guys like DeRozan, guys like even like Rudy Gay. I feel like these veterans were playing a better brand of basketball. I've been very happy just like seeing team basketball and seeing, it's filtering down to the young guys. You can see it. It's the same way when we was coming in. We was playing with, I guess Michael Jordan, and these guys that was playing, team defense. And it was all about the grind. It was all about doing everything the right way. And then somewhere in the mix, it just got crazy, one-on-one. And now you see like guys like James Harden still got the one-on-one bug. But even he's gotten better. I wasn't happy with his game, like 3-4 years ago. And now some could argue that it's still a bad brand of basketball, but the guy is really understanding the game. He's getting his teammates involved. He's still producing. I'm very happy where the league is at, right now. Check it out. 1 2 1 2. Mic check. We in the building. Metal World Peace. You know what it is. You know where I'm from. I'll tell you if you want me to tell you. It's QB, down block all day. I love sports. It is what it is, man. You ain't gonna get like, I wish I could be like different, but it is what it is. Shout out to sports. Shout out to basketball. I'm having a great time. Man, shout out to the playoffs. Y'all keep doing your thing. Metal World Peace. We out.